This is an RNZ podcast.
I don't miss Argentina as a country. I miss my family in Argentina and my friends in Argentina.
This is Adriana Litchfield, who I met through the Multicultural Centre here in Tauranga. It's a non-profit group that supports migrant communities. 2 years ago, I was at a pōhiri, a welcome ceremony, at a local marae. It was a day of performances, good food, kind of a large-scale meet and greet.
They've described it as a spiritual experience because for many, marae is a place they have never visited.
Adriana has a similar story to some of those people that I spoke to on that day. She was looking for a change of direction in life. So she packed up and left Argentina and settled down in a country 6,000 miles away.
I was nanny, I was working in factories, I was cleaning, everything because I didn't want to move.
But more recently, she decided to reignite one of her passions and asked herself one question.
What Adriana needs next, And I connect with the child that I was, and that child used to like to write. I start to connect with that part of me.
So she wrote a children's book, A Little Girl with Big Feet, a book about self-love and body positivity.
Es una mañana soleada en la pequeña y colorida isla en el medio del Océano Pacífico.
It is a sunny morning on a tiny, colourful island in the middle of the Pacific Ocean.
Arribó una niña de ojos oscuros y cabello rubio.
A little girl with dark eyes and blonde hair has arrived on this planet.
Ella aún no sabía que dejaría una huella en este mundo.
She does not know that she will leave a mark on this world. Kia ora, ko Justine Murray aho. In this episode of Here Now, a story about settling down, finding connections and creative outlets. Adriana was born in the city of Isidro Casanova in Buenos Aires. It's about 20 kilometres from the city centre. And of course, it's one of those bucket list destinations with well over 1.5 million visitors every year.
Tourists always going to go to the most beautiful part of Argentina because Argentina has everything. You have snow, you have falls. It's beautiful. So majority of the tourists, they stay on the city, on their really good neighborhood. Buenos Aires is a really cosmopolitan city, so you have everything that you want.
After university, Adriana ended up working as an account manager and was flatting, and remembers taking her flatmates away from the hustle and bustle of the city to her hometown. She wanted them to explore more than just those tourist areas.
Is say, you know what, this is one part of Buenos Aires. Would you like to come to my neighborhood? Would you like to spend, a Sunday lunch with my family? The real of the country, where it's not everything is as shiny as people think.
Is it kind of like the perception?
Yes, and that you mentioned that's the perception that I have in the beginning when I moved here. I used to call Kiwiland.
Kiwiland. From Buenos Aires to New Zealand to Tauranga, how did you end up here?
Yeah, that was a good question. When after a trip that I have in USA, was a moment that I said, okay, Buenos Aires is not for me. I want to live in another country, English speaker or English culture. So I started searching, and the only country who at that stage with 32 years old gave working holiday visa was New Zealand.
But the only thing Adriana knew about the country was a box office hit movie and, of course, rugby.
Just Lord of the Rings. And I don't follow rugby, so I didn't know about rugby too much.
Although the Argentinian team are brilliant.
Yes.
Yeah. And wherever she ended up, she knew it had to be near the beach.
And I saw the beautiful of the mount, and I said, okay, I'm going to stay here. So this is what I did. And I fell in love straight away.
That was 13 years ago. And since that time, Adriana has built up a sense of a strong community around her. But back home in Argentina, her family, well, they don't speak English. and it's one of the reasons why she's conscious about speaking her language to her daughter Sophia in the home.
Yes, so at home, I talk with her in Spanish, 100%. She chooses answer in English, so I'm not obligating her to answer me in Spanish. When she's maybe getting older, I'm going to explain her why she maybe took in Spanish, because my family, they cannot talk English. But for the moment, I put my music in Spanish and I talk with her in Spanish. And also I have a beautiful community of friends from 12, 13 years ago, or that we start as a friend and now we are a family because they have kids, I have kids. So it's really important for me.
And it was through dance that Adriana met her husband, Lance.
You connect with the music, but also you connect with the people and your body. So it's really, really, really good. I recommend everyone should dance and everyone can dance.
Is there a strong community of dancers?
Yes,
Latin America?
and it's a really good blend. There's a lot of people from Latin America in general, but also there's a lot of Kiwi.
So every Tuesdays, there's salsa beginners classes. And this year, Adriana's club, the dance group that she belongs to, decided to host a black and white disco evening or dance evening. And I'm invited to tag along. But before I hit the dance floor, I managed to talk to a couple of Adriana's friends. This is Alvaro from Chile. He's lived in Aotearoa for 17 years.
So I did the whole backpacking thing,
You just
like
didn't
everyone.
go home.
And yeah, I fell in love with a girl, and then the stories, got me here.
The common thread, isn't it, love?
Yeah.
Alvaro is in charge of the music tonight, and he's a really good dancer as well.
So there's a couple of schools in Tauranga, and we all on Mondays you can do bachata, on Tuesday you can do salsa, Cuban salsa. There's different styles for it. Bachata originated in Dominican Republic, and from there it took different styles from this. It's a salsa with a bit of sensuality in it, if you want to. What we do here is a new sort of style, which is the sensual style, which the Spanish now took the Dominican, and they just added mixes of zouk, which is like a Brazilian dance, and so it became something a bit more stylish, sensual, a little bit more smooth.
Back inside the hall, more people have arrived as the night goes on, and at one point there's about 50 people on the dance floor and a wide range of ages as well.
No, so she was my teacher and was my husband's teacher, so I'm really grateful to her. But Alvaro
Adriana's talking about her salsa teacher, Kate Maguire. She runs those dance classes I mentioned earlier.
What drew you to this dance and the culture?
The Cuban people have had a very interesting history. If you ever look at the history of Cuba, a lot of the dances are unique to Cuba. You cannot find them anywhere else. And the dances that people think are American or the standard salsa all drives off all of this information and this dance that came with them when they brought the slaves and then the Spanish people in this really big melting pot. My job really in this community is bring people in, and then I'm like the gateway drug of dance because a lot of people think, I'm going to learn dance, and so they come to salsa, but then when they're here they get exposed to all of the other dances that are less popular or less well known, and we give them that opportunity.
I learned the word zouk tonight.
Yeah, zouk,
Wow,
Zumba, and you can just
So
hear
Zumba, what am I, Zumba?
Gazumba.
Oh, Gazumba, I was going to
which
say.
is
Zumba's
an
next.
African-based dance from Angola.
Back inside the main dance hall area, Adriana points out the different dance styles and even the shoes. Yes, the dance-friendly shoes.
Okay, this dancing Cuban salsa style, and Alvaro is dancing Los Angeles style.
And she eventually gets me up on the dance floor.
I can teach you the basic step of bachata.
Wish me luck. I'm going to try and give bachata a go.
It was a really fun night. After After 13 years living in Tauranga here in the Bay of Plenty, I asked Adriana if she describes herself as a migrant and what that even means to her.
If you ask me now, I don't feel a migrant. I feel a New Zealander. Because I think this is my house and this is the place where I want to live and this is the place where I want to raise my child. And I may start to make this place since I was residence. For example, the first things when I get my residency, the first things that I did was my driver license. That was my first document as a living in New Zealand. And I started to vote. That was 2015. And since then, I said, okay, if I have the rights and the obligations, I'm part of this country. And this is, as well, is in you because I have friends, Latin friends, that they still feel that they don't belong here. They have half of the time are in their country thinking about, oh yeah, we have a wonderful life here, but we want to be at home. In my case, I want to be here. So I feel that I'm part of New Zealand now.
And that sounds like very permanent for you.
Yeah.
You're here, you're going to stay here. It's where you've made your roots here.
Yes.
Whereas your friends, do they envision them returning
Yes.
back? Right. So
For
this
example,
is just temporary.
Yes. Yeah, they imagine themselves retired in their countries.
Adriana Litchfield's book, The Little Girl with Big Feet, all about body positivity and fun, is available online. And you can find the story in the book on the Instagram handle Big Feet Nina.
And it's about a girl who has big feet, but she's proud. She's proud of her big feet. My little one inspired me. She started to talk with 3 years and a bit, and she said, "Mommy, I have a big feet." Oh. And yeah, that thing was the inspiring thing for me that triggered the story.
In mid-October, the Multicultural Centre, I mentioned them at the start of the story, launched 2 more books called Home is in Our Hearts, written by Khan Ngok Lee, and The Story of 2 Best Friends, written by Ratna Simakutri.
Oh, I'm really grateful to New Zealand because I flourish here. I had the chance to do other things in that respect. Also, gave me the most important thing, family. I met with my husband, he's a New Zealander, and we married and we have Sophia. So when I get all these things, I may start searching by myself, okay, what is next?
Indeed, what is next? Well, no doubt more writing and more dancing. Adriana Litchfield there with the story for Here Now, and we also heard from Kate Maguire and Alvaron. Thanks for listening to this episode of Here Now. Ko Justine Murray aho. Tēnā tātou katoa.